we kind of touched on Chubb, his injury a little bit. We did get news from Andrew Berry this week that he's progressing well. I think I saw that he's going to start running of some sort, some light running or whatever. There's still no timetable for his return in terms of game. I did hear Andrew Berry said, I think it was the next 3 months are crucial in establishing a timeline in terms of him being back early in the season and having an idea on when we can expect him back. So for me personally, it's great to hear that he's on track and he's looking good. I think the Browns have done a pretty decent job of bolstering the running back room behind him to kind of man the fort until he does come back. I like the addition of Foreman. I like, especially with the new kickoff rule that we're going to get into, I really like the addition of Hines.
Yep.
I also don't think it's crazy to think that we still might go running back at some point in the draft. So, no, I think they've done a nice job with the running back room, and it's good to hear that Chubb is he's progressing on track. We might not have a timetable, but at least there hasn't been any setbacks. We're still on track.
And it's quiet. So, to me, everybody's worried about the contract, or is he going to be on the team? Is he going to be a casualty? I think the fact that it's super quiet, you don't hear Nick Chubb talking about it, you don't hear the team talking about it. I think that things are probably pretty worked out. And now we just kind of get to sit back and wait for some news and, what is it? At some point you are going to hear news. I don't think that they're just going to help this dude get completely back on his feet and then be like, and he's cut. I just, there's no way. And I think Nick Chubb likes being in Cleveland. He likes being one of the leaders. You hear when these guys get signed in Cleveland through free agency, one of the first people that reached out are like Myles Garrett, Nick Chubb, Watson. You hear those names. So the idea that, and I'm in no rush to get Nick Chubb back, honestly. It sucks. I'd love to see Nick Chubb back, but if there's a liability, if it's a risk for him, re-injuring himself, man, take your time. Because I love seeing you in a Cleveland Browns uniform. I love seeing you on Sunday. So take your time, get healthy, man. I'm very, very hopeful that he comes back true to form and he's still the same guy, but the fact that he'll be in a Cleveland Browns uniform, hopefully is very exciting.
Yeah, the fact that, so unless I've been hearing this incorrectly, he's in Cleveland every day. That's where he is right now. And usually in the offseason, he goes back home to Georgia. So the fact I think that he's staying in Cleveland, and we know, do you guys disagree? I don't think the Browns are going to be paying him $16 million this year through the cap. So
they're going to rework that contract, man.
Exactly. And I think the fact that he is in Cleveland every day shows that, and again, a rework contract is going to, for him, is probably, like we've talked about before, include some sort of a pay cut, at least for now. Yep. And I think that him being there at this point in the offseason, in the building right now, just shows that he's good with that. I think he's happy. Yeah. He's going to get what do I want to say? More, not guarantees, but he'll get more years onto a contract, maybe at a lower level, but at least he's kind of insured some more playing.
And he's not as great as Nick Chubb is. There's so much uncertainty now with what is he going to be when he comes back, that if we ask him to restructure and he refuses, and it's not like he's going to hit the open market and go get that $16 million a year. You know what I mean? There's too much uncertainty with, it's the second major injury to the same knee. You don't know how he's going to come back. Nobody, with the way the running back market is these days, nobody's going to throw $16 million a year at him. So I think he understands that. I think him and the Browns have a good relationship. I think Andrew Berry has done a really good job of cultivating relationships with the players on the team. I think it's a business, and we make people know that we have to do what's best for the team, but also we're going to do right by you. And even if you do have to get let go, it's going to be done in a professional way, and we're not going to screw you over, that kind of thing. So I think they'll work something out. Like you said, it's going to be cheaper. We don't want to see him go. Andrew Berry doesn't want to see him go. And like you said, I think Nick Chubb, he's helped build this in Cleveland. He wouldn't want to leave now when the future's the brightest.
Yeah,
and the identity.
The point you just made about Andrew Berry, we saw that just here with these free agent signings and what they've done in the offseason. You saw him when Jameis Winston came in the building. It's not like they just got a video of him shaking his hand saying, "Hey, glad to have you here." He gave him a hug, said, "We're so happy to have you here in Cleveland." Making guys feel wanted. Jerry Jeudy said that in his interview. One of the first things he says, just feeling wanted. And I think that's what Andrew Berry and this team does a really good job of. And I'm just so excited to see how these guys gel again, just like they did last year. And, David, in that podcast with Deshaun, talked about later on about really getting to know the players and being there to fight for your teammates. And that's the kind of culture that they've built.
Yeah, I mean, I know it didn't work out his time here in Cleveland, but John Johnson chose us over a bunch of other teams. And like, he talked about how it was just like, when he came here, it was just different. You know what I mean? Which is part of it might not have worked out with him, partly because I feel like we played him out of position for 3 seasons. But yeah, like, Adrian Berry's very good at connecting with these guys and getting them to come in and want to play in Cleveland, which is a huge change from we've seen people just come in looking for a paycheck at the end. I was talking with a guy at work today about Mike Holmgren. How many of those types of guys did we go through? I said he was the Dwayne Bowe of football generals. So it's a totally different culture right now in Cleveland.